So this is Monday, May 12th, 2025, and we're getting ready to go. Bringing the slide in. That's one of the last things that have to be done. We take about a week or so to get everything done before that. Just start shaking the whole thing down, especially since we've been there for 6 months. So as the slide's coming in, I clean the tracks, but we still hold our breath because it's one of those Schwinn-Tech slides. So came in pretty good. Came in just fine. Both Kalani and Savannah spent the day with us along with Little Man. We had a great time. It was about 80, it was in the upper 80s, pretty humid, still a pretty day. Hey, Grandpa, what do you got? Can I use it? Like your flashlight? For our last supper, we had unarguably the best meal that we had in the 6 months that we were there at a place called Blackbeard's in Ingleside. I had about the best oyster loaf I think I've had in many years, maybe since we left Port Isabel. Weather forecast for the date of departure was scorching hot. Highs about 103 where we were headed towards Leakey, Texas. And so here we are getting ready to hitch up early in the morning around 7 o'clock. That was our first day out. We've learned that traveling early is one of the best things that we've discovered yet. So here you are looking at the hitch and coming on around looking towards the east over at Aransas Bay and back around our whole clean unit. All that's left is just to shut that hatch and get going. We had to do some maneuvering around because our road has a gigantic chuck hole on it where it turns out onto Business 35. That's not unusual. All the roads in that area are pretty bad. Just saying, just being objective. So you have to kind of pick your path around them. And here we are doing just that. I imagine that eventually, since they do have a high-end development called the Islands of Rockport, that they'll end up redoing a lot of these roads in this area that have been neglected pretty much since Hurricane Harvey plowed its way through. One last time down these roads. It was cool. The morning wasn't particularly hot yet. Sort of a mixed feeling about the whole thing since we'd been there for a few months, and I worked over at Cove Harbor, and Dee Dee did her own thing there with ABBA cleaning services, and so we were a little bit enmeshed for those months. Leaving our family and our friends is certainly what makes leaving difficult. One of the enduring lessons that my mother taught me is that you can never go home. I didn't understand it until maybe a little bit later in life, but she was right. And so we leave this area and head towards the Rocky Mountains. Heading into a new sunrise. Traffic is always heavy on Business 35, and it seems it's a never-ending stream of ambulances heading towards Corpus Christi. Okay, so here we are turning out onto Business 35. Business 35, we turned to the west on 188, but of course, I'm getting used to this camera, and suddenly we flash forward to the town of Sinton. which is on 188. They're just rolling humid cotton fields for about 50 miles all the way to I-37, which we picked up and went north on to Pleasanton, Texas, and then we turned to the west from there and ended up in a town called Leakey. We ended up in Leakey through our lives. We were there before we were married. We've been there several times since. We were there before we were a couple. Leakey is a striking place. It's right across from, or it's right in the vicinity of Garner State Park, which is a heavily visited Texas state park, except this time of year, just before schools are out. It was pretty much a ghost town at that point. We stayed in a place called Stars Over Texas, formerly Beck's.
I don't know that I've ever seen it this hot in May. I'm getting you.
No.
And the dog. Where are we anyways? We're like near Concan. What's the name of this? What's the name of this campground? Yeah, but it's closer to Concan. What's the name of this campground? Beck's. It's not Beck's anymore. It's a great little campground. There's nobody here right now. This is the end of May. Stars Over Texas. Got good Wi-Fi, good everything. Yeah. Nobody's here. It's got a swimming pool. We'll check it out in a little bit. It's so incredibly hot out here. Yeah, I think so. I think we're at that site.
The pool at Beck's has cold water, but it was good in 101 degree heat. A cliche proverb says, the longest journey begins with the first step. This is the first step of a long journey.